I'm State Representative Margot McDermed, and I'm happy to be here on behalf of everyone in the Illinois House who's working for a capital bill this year. I became involved in transportation and became a transportation champion because the folks that live in my district came to me and said this was a priority for them. I-80 runs right through the middle of my district, and the bridge that we've been talking about over the Des Plaines River is just west of my district. So if you get on I-80 and travel west, you're going to cross that bridge. The situation now, what people in my district are telling me is that they take the side streets to get where they're going. They don't take the bridge anymore. I have a mother who came to me 2 weeks ago and says she drives her children to college because she doesn't want them driving across the bridge themselves. This is unacceptable. I have to become a transportation champion to try to fix this on behalf of the folks in my district and for all the districts throughout the state. One thing I found when I became involved in transportation is this is an issue not only in my district. It's not just about me and my 110,000 constituents. It's everywhere in the state of Illinois. If we want to maintain our leadership as a transportation crossroads, and we've held that leadership since we became a state, then we have to step up now and invest in infrastructure for the future. I represent Will County, where we have one of the largest, it actually is the largest intermodal outside of the coast, where it's 2 days to get goods from the West Coast, goods that came from China, to the center of the country where they're redistributed. That's had a terrible toll on our infrastructure. We need to become part of the 21st century and invest in all the things we need to facilitate global transportation. We have been involved in bipartisan, productive discussions this year about a capital bill. That's going to continue. It's really important, and everyone who's part of that appreciates the involvement of the Illinois Chamber, and we love that they brought to the table the information from TRIP. This is good ammunition, good basis for us to go out to our constituencies and say, look, it's not just you, it's not just your intuition, this is real. The infrastructure is not what it should be. You are spending more time. Yes, it's not just a fable, there are actually more fatalities on the roads near us. And so this is good information we can use as we move forward with a capital bill throughout the rest of this year. So I really appreciate the support from everyone who's working with us in order to make this bill a reality, and we're going to keep it up until we have the bill that Illinois deserves and needs. I'm going to echo what my two Senate colleagues have said here. It's about leadership, and I think it's about data, and I think it's about convincing people that you can't build 21st century infrastructure with 1990s money. There isn't enough efficiency, there isn't enough reform, you just can't do it. And we need to think about the lockbox should provide some security for folks, but we still need to look at the fact that our buying power has plummeted because cars are more efficient, so we don't get as much money in, number one. And number two, inflation. And we haven't raised that number since 1990. That's just not real world. So the question is, do you allow our roads and bridges to continue to deteriorate, or do we step up and show leadership and explain to our constituents why an increased user fee is appropriate at this time, and that we will do what needs to be done with respect to the efficiencies in the system and some checks and balances. You know, people can feel somewhat comfortable about the lockbox. You know, this money isn't going to go, you know, into GRF for something that perhaps they would not agree with. Everyone wants their children to drive on a safe road to college. And that's our job as leaders to show them the way forward.